what's going on. This is my trading recap video on AMD. Remember on the last video I told you guys, well yesterday, what I was looking for an AMD, right? That breakout and hold that 86.72. Look, it's the same chart. I left it the exact same way. You can see the video before this one. And I told you guys that if it holds this level at 86.74, we have a potential chance to seeing our max target of 90.73, right? Look where it rejected, just a couple of pennies away, like probably 3 cents, and it came back down again, right? And look at what it did. AMD today it opened, right? Let me take out my risk reward. You guys saw how AMD opened up, it gapped up. I did a swing. I told you guys I had a swing on AMD. The reason why is because I see this falling wedge, and it was still bullish at some point, but I wanted it to hold 86.72, right? So it ended up breaking out 86.72, and I had a swing for this one. So that swing, I left it. I ended up selling at literally right as soon as it broke out this level of 88.46. I took profits around this section because I saw that it was going weaker, and I didn't like the volume drop at this level, this little area here. You can see the volume was dropping. So I ended up taking my exit here on the swings. I ended up making 150% on those 3 contracts that I took. And I ended up doing a put also. I called out a put around, let me check what time was it. I'll show you guys right now. It was around, you guys can see AMD. I'm going to show you guys what I took. The trade on AMD on Discord. I took AMD up 21%. I called it around 11:20. The AMD put 11:15 around this time when I called it at 1.11, and the swing was already up. So we took out of our AMD, right? Our swing. This was the swing that I took. Oh no, that wasn't it. Long time. There you go. This was today. There was the whole swing. Look, $402. Took it out at 7:15. Then I called it out again on the, I called some puts for AMD, and it was my entry. So I called it at 8:20, 8:23, and let's check what time was it. 8 o'clock. Look, 8:20, 8:23. It was because of this little area. I saw that it came back down, so I ended up calling a put on this side. You can see that clear rejection off the EMA that I showed you guys, the 15 EMA. It rejected it. So I ended up getting a put. It came back up, and yeah, I was put my stop loss. My stop loss in this entry was below our level. Our short position has to be like this backwards, right? So I was looking at it. I was like, you know what? I wanted to take a put. I actually took an entry, a little small entry here on this section, but it was still above the EMA. But I thought that it was gonna come down because of the volume, various volume coming in. But we had a little tight stop loss. I only got 1 contract on this one. So we got out, and then I expected, I was like, you know what, if we get a little double top, then we're going to drop. And look, it did a nice little double top here. So as soon as I saw the rejection was coming in, which was a better entry here, because you can see it is below the 15 EMA. So once I saw that, I was like, you know what, I'm going to take an entry. And our stop loss was above here at 88.69. My whole trade was expecting at least to go to 781. A nice quick scalp, and we did take the scalp. Came back up, added some more on this contracts, just dropped, and I sold exactly at 87.86. That was a 33% trade. Nice 33% trade. And then I waited after that. I wanted to see what it was gonna do. Other thing that I saw on AMD here was that I was thinking, okay, you know what? If AMD drops, it's gonna try to come back down all the way to 86.72, right? You can see the clear rejection right there on this side. It was rejecting our level of resistance, but then decided to come back up. So I just held. I didn't even get into any entries. You know, I waited, and then obviously we had FOMC today. I wanted to see that breakout above 88.51, but you can see this big ass green candle that came in, right? It came in, so I was like, oh, you know what? It looked good. I wanted to come in, but I was still waiting for Powell to say anything. A way better entry, so you won't be FOMOing on the contracts. It would have been nice right there. Look, you can see a nice little wedge coming in. Broke out of the pennant, my bad, and with volume also, which is a good confirmation that it's going to continue. I didn't take this one, but I did take Nvidia. So I have 2 trading recaps. I'm going to talk about AMD here, and that's the reason why I took AMD. So now I'm gonna make 2 videos, separate videos, so you guys can see the difference, so you guys won't get confused and think this is a really long video. But look at what AMD is doing now. It did reach our max target at the end of the day to 90.66. I should have bought one around this area and just see what happens with the FOMC meeting. But yeah, we ran up really quick all the way to 90.73. So far, if it breaks 90.73, we got to 91.81, and from there on, we could see what's going on. More levels. If anything, we'll probably be super bullish after that. If it breaks, fill in this gap. Look, this whole gap all the way to 94.84, 40 and 94.41. A nice big gap up. But so far, I want to see what it does around this range. So for now, what I'm gonna do is that I want to see what happens in pre-market. And if pre-market holds this level where you can see that after hours it bounced off, which is a nice level, which was a rejection of in the early morning where I sold off. This was a rejection, which is the pre-market, the after hours low, actually, right? The low and the high of the day, which it broke out and it started pumping, right? So with this one, you could actually put dashes or something small. So you guys can remember potential bounce to continue the trend. This is where I catch my bounces. Come back up, do like this, and then fly up again and break that 90.73. Hopefully, since so far, suppose they're saying we're not in recession. So this should be it. This is just the AMD recap, and look how we're just keeping the same levels. These same levels are what I'm gonna keep. If I know it goes below 92.27, I would want a nice little rejection. If not, this is still a good support. This could be a nice support, 85.58. If it's going to continue to an uptrend, which it looks like it is, right? It's already creating higher lows, higher highs, higher low, higher highs. So we could just continue, do something like this. Look, come back up, bounce, and keep going up, probably all the way to hit that level of 91.81. They're going to take profits. Whoever took profits or swung, they're going to wait for it and take profits. So I'm just waiting on what's going on. So far, it looks good. Nice closure. Still creating higher lows, higher highs. So this will be a nice bounce to still stay at a higher low. 89.27 will be a nice bounce section for this. And I will leave it like that. That's my bounce. If I see that there's sellers coming in and is rejecting also at 90.73, then we could probably come back down and retest that 88.58, just to have to cool off everything that's going on. People are going to try to sell on this nice little rally we had today and take profits. So then we could hold this as a nice demand zone. This will be a different demand zone now, and that means it's going to be creating a higher low on a bigger time frame. So far, this is good. It was a good trade. I gave you guys the trade, what levels you were supposed to look for, and they went perfectly through them. Really nice. So now I'm waiting for that bounce at 89.27 for tomorrow, and that breakout at 90.73 to go to 91.81. Alright, you guys, that's the AMD. And on the next video, this is the same day today. I'm gonna go over in video. Alright.